the future. Looks good. Power 99.
Power 99. Wait a bit. I will keep my microphone close. Power 99. For some decades ago, it was Super 99. Super 99. I have often thought about what makes great artists. Can I show this? It's all messed up here. It should be dark, more contrast. What makes a great artist? I have no history of artists, but I often remind myself what I said before, how a country brought forth great artists. And it is something to the notion that give people circus and bread. I think that would be a better topic. I think that will make a better topic to this. I think this even is better white. Circus and bread, because people like me or other people that are greater artists. I'm more of a word artist because, as I have told many friends here, every word from my hand is a cry out of freedom. It's a shout of freedom. Let me be free. So that would be a better topic. Let us be free. So but there is something that I think, who said that? I think it is a quote from from a guy here. Bread and circuses. Maybe that is a better quote. See, you may not know where this is leading, but it is I can it is an ancient expression.
Bread and circuses is a metonymic phrase referring to superficial appeasement. It is attributed to Juvenal, a Roman poet active in the late 1st and early 2nd century CE, and is used commonly in cultural, particularly political, contexts.
Because if you give them entertainment is circuses, and food is bread. Give them food and entertainment, and they will keep quiet. And or you can say, make people dependent on you, so they will keep quiet. If they revolt, you will punish them. And by habit, so are people doing. I think this is a typical norm that mainstream people are not really aware of, because as long as they can have Netflix, HBO and other entertainments and fill their mouth with food, which is all mainly junk, but it tastes better. My son-in-law told us here, because he is a chef by education. He know, in order to enhance the taste of food, you add in sugar, salt and sugar. And that is the remedy. In a way, it is a different, it is called fond or something, which is so tasteful, and they know exactly what makes the tongue, the taste, the taste be so exciting that we only need more and more. That is this kind of stuff that put in food in order to make us be addicted to that. So bread and circus is a modern form of keeping people quiet. That is the circus. And as long as you can get your mobile phone, your computer, your food, your Facebook, your social media account to work, you are happy. See what's happening when you don't have it. Bread and circus. So this is big business. World at large, they exploit that kind of hunger that they didn't have in the beginning. Go back 30 years, I think soon we are reaching 30 years of internet, mainly in my generation. We grew up with little of that kind of technology. But when I was to the mission station Thessalia, I was contemplating about a watch that ran on the heat of the arm. And I was contemplating and understood that the technology in today's world, as the youth I was, I didn't know much about tech, which you guys know very much about today. But back in those days, my youth, I thought of a tech watch that could run without winding it up like that we did in old times, and just to put it on your hand, it will measure. I didn't thought of blood pressure and temperature and blood, the heartbeat. No, I didn't think of that. That came way later, maybe 40 or 50 years later than I thought of it. But I was thinking about this watch that could run on the heat and movement of my arm. And not long after, it became a true fact that this watch that was winding itself up by the movement of the body, the arm. I have such a watch today, but it is passé. I thought I was cheated because I heard of it maybe 10-15 years after I thought of it. They have cheated. They have looked into my mind, my brains. They have tapped into my brains in order to find out what kind of stuff we should invent. I'm just kidding, but that is one of those things that I thought of even before I heard of any step counter or anything like that, today's watch. And when the solar panel came, the sun, you may not have heard of it, but it was, if you could see on these calculators, you had this solar charging, that every time you put it out in the light, it started up. So it was recharging on solar light. But that was not kind of obvious back in those days while I was growing up. Not in Kenya, not in the black regarding knowledge. None of us. We were so isolated that, and people in general were so isolated from the new inventions, and Africa hasn't been the partaker of the society's evolutions. But going back to the issue of bread and circus, I think it have been that all the time since Rome gave people entertainment, and it was circus. People were even sent to the prisoners partake in those games, like Olympia. The Olympic Games is an ancient game, you should know, because it was more cruel back in those days, where people were victims to maybe animals, maybe other people that was fighting, physical fighting. And I think that only religion have been a stronghold against such misuse. That the religion came with this high regard of the human body. It was a sacred entity. The human in itself was sacred. Before that, as I've been into racistic thoughts, which we were not aware of until it became a movement. Maybe the religion told us that there is no difference between low and high, and rich and poor. There is no difference between even God and humankind. So you see, the ideology became more present, and the values of a human being became more predominant, and we were not subjected to be given entertainment and food. By the way, the food is bad, and the entertainment today is rather poor. It is making fun of other beliefs, other people, and some of these games is also intellectual. It is a circus intellectual game. As long as you can, and that was our Greek mentality, that you could by words dispute the others, and that became more or less a word game, and debates. And you know the word filibuster. It is interrupting in a way so that the counterpart wouldn't be able to speak without all those interruptions. So his point wouldn't be conveyed in any which way. So you see the different countries had different kind of circuses. We know that in the States they had the circus traveling around, entertaining people so they forgot their daily life, their pity state, and some became big artists. Yes, because the poverty and their regard for human values was so high. The poverty was high, and their regard for the unjust system that is predominant in every country that we know, that where there are rich people and also a lot of poor people, sick and poor people that doesn't get help, is an indication both regarding moral, ethics, and the politicians are corrupted. They are failing. They are not admitting. As long as they can hide their unjust governing, they can be protected. They protect themselves with lawyers that are corrupted, of course. Lawyers are not seeking everyone's rights, but lawyers have been so smart that they can find their way around different laws that doesn't really apply to that case. Even if it does, they find out loopholes that can be taken advantage of, so they can get away with criminal acts. And it is still not fully human. Even in Norway, in order to have some rights, you need to be a citizen. What kind of right is that? What kind of right is there? Yes, to be a citizen of whichever country, and that country governs your right. as their own ownership. You are a item. And if that is a fact, and I in fact have human rights by each and every country, or the country I'm citizen of, how can they only demand citizenship and a number that in fact are owned by the state? And how cruel or unjust is it when you have to pay for your rights? Not only pay for your health, you pay for your rights by by having a lawyer, advocate, that find that the system is corrupt, it is rigged, it is traps in the system, that if you don't have all these supports, you will fail. You can't stand alone without a lawyer or advocate. No. And the system should be blind for differences. Where you are coming from, even your citizenship. If you are found in Norway, Norway should not regard you as by name or any. It is a human. Which human? You can go by the indicator of blood. This man, which is a specific number because his blood type is unique. And so I go by this. He has his rights. So the rights will protect him. So why not put my acts up to a computer which is ruling? Because a computer is blind to how I may feel, so that the human in the next turn will evaluate the ruling of the computer. I think that would be the new world order, that everyone is ruled by the computer. I think that is a smart way of doing things. It will be faster and more right. You just have to find all the trackings or everything that is concerned this kind of case or matter will be but there is no such system yet, so the system is not just. So you had a lot of people that were activists. They were more or less in hiding. I heard about it, that artists that are filled stomach, they say it themselves. If an artist is filled, his stomach is filled, he will do poorly, according to this art. But a hungry artist that is suffering, that is tormented, that is crying out, even through his verbal conveying, or his paintings, or other things that express this artist's cry. And you will find people that know such things by specific well-known artists. They know how and why and for what reason, which is more or less the same that why, but for what reason they did this kind of work they did. There are many freedom fighters still in this world. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm the next level freedom fighter by calling me a false prophet, and I convey all the unjust that I think that this state is doing, mainly to the people that are suffering from psychiatric illness or poor mental health. And up till now, this administrator in this county haven't answered me yet. I'm sorry to say, she have not answered. I replied that you are talking about different things and you did not answer my request. So I ask you again, when will the organization partake, from the organization from the mental health, will partake in the system? So I have not got any answer. So I'm waiting. I will wait until she find the decency to give me a reply. So, if you are satisfied, my friend, you will not cry out. That is a pity state. Because if I'm always satisfied, but I still cry out as I'm so hungry for just. A cry for just. But we are satisfied with bread and circus. That is what is filling our daily life. We go home and hide ourselves and stay there as someone that is afraid to shout out. So while you are shouting out, you have to have patience. Don't kill yourself over that. Let them kill you, not you kill yourself. And to not kill if you are not happy. I hear about people that are revolting at the offices, different offices. They have no direction for their cry for unjust. The cry for unjust. Maybe they are not hungry enough. You see, you need to have been in someone's shoes in order to know what you are talking about. So today's artists are just part of the circus. They are not really artists. They are just entertainers. I want real artists that are saying something profound, that have a message to the generation, as many others have had. And the prizes they give them, I don't think that promotes their message. It's a way of silencing them all together. Give them prize and they will shut up. But we know many artists still live as they do. Many artists and activists. I will put many artists into the parties of activism. And there are many activists that doesn't really know what an activist is. They just want the attention. So my friends, this is for now. Maybe we continue later. And I wish you a blessed night and shalom. That is peace we want to bring you.